The color grading that comes with the built-in post-processing Unreal Engine 4 is a neat tool to achieve astonishing graphics in your games, but the thing is that it is not always easy to use. But in order to make our work easier, there are these things called Lookup Tables, which are going to do the same thing, but they need to be edited in a special program. In this tutorial we are going to learn what they are, how to create them, and how to use them in Unreal Engine 4. There is no better way than showing what a lookup table is doing than having a practical example. So as you can see here, I have a scene which I created and it uses a custom lookup table. So as I said, that is located under post-process, color grading, and under MISC. And here you're going to see color grading LUT that comes from lookup table. So this is with the lookup table and this is without the lookup table. And yes, the difference is not that big, but this is going to depend from scene to scene. You can have a major difference in one scene, and then in another scene you can have a really simple custom lookup table which is not going to make a big difference in your scene. Now let's see how we can create the custom lookup tables ourselves. So first off, you're going to need to go on this Unreal Engine page, which is going to provide you with a color neutral lookup table. So this way you can just save this as an image and then you're going to be able to edit it. So I'm just going to save it right now. So right click, save as image. I'm going to go into desktop, I'm going to search for LUT, and here I'm going to save it. Alright, and now we are going to need to create a scene and proceed with editing the custom LUT. Now I'm going to create a really quick scene so I can demonstrate the power of a lookup table. Alright, now that we have this scene created so we can show the true power of custom lookup tables, we are going to create one. So what we want to do is to play and make sure that you're going to capture in here everything that you want to edit and that these are the point of interest. So we are going to go in console and here we are going to type a command and that is going to be high res screenshot. This is going to just make a screenshot and here we can specify the resolution. So I'm going to go with 1920 by 1080. Alright, I'm going to press enter and you're going to see here high resolution screenshot saved as this. I'm going to open it and in here you can see all the screenshots and let's see if we can find ours. So here it is. And now what we need to do is to open Photoshop and in here we'll need to drag and drop it. So I'm just going to create a new file. So 1920 by 1080. I'm going to get my screenshot and I'm going to drag it in here. I'm going to press enter. And as well, I'm going to go into desktop. So into my desktop, I'm going to search for my lookup table and I'm going to import that as well. So we are going to have it right here. Alright, so now we can start editing this photo just as we want. So first we can get a color lookup and in here, let's say we get foggy night. So let's make the opacity 40% and now let's get, actually now I think it's looking just fine. Maybe turn the opacity down just a little bit more. Alright, let's see, let's add another one and let's go and drop blues. Let's make this 50%. Okay, then let's get some curves in here and let's just edit them so it's going to look nicer. Right, and let's see what else we could get. Maybe the color balance here, we can turn down the blues a little bit more. Alright, let's see what else. You can play a little bit with the exposure, with the vibrance. And let's get a photo filter as well. And here I'm going to get a warming filter. Actually, let's see how it's going to look with a color filter. It's not going to be that great, so I'm just going to delete it. Alright, and for the color balance as well, I'm going to turn this down to 60%. For the curves, I'm going to turn this down to 80%. And As well, I'm going to turn down the drop blues to 25%. Alright, so I'm going to grab this, and let's see, this is the photo after and this is before. As well, you can edit it to suit your preferences and your game, but I don't need any more editings in here. So what we're going to do is that we're going to go here at the top, we are going to drag it, and now we are going to copy the group. So we are going to click and drop onto the Lookup table. Alright, let's place this back here and let's see the difference that it made. So as you can see, there are going to be slightly changes in the color, which is exactly what we want. Now we are going to save our custom lookup table as a PNG. I'm going to name it custom LT. Right, going to save it, and now let's import it into Unreal Engine 4. Okay, so now what we can do is to go into our post process, misc, color grading, and let's just drag and drop in here. So as you can see now, there's a problem. It's looking extremely weird and it's not how we wanted it to look. And that is because we'll need to go into our custom LT, and here we'll need to change the texture group. So instead of having world, we're going to search for color lookup table. And now as you can see, even this changed. We're going to close, and now you can see how it looks. So let's see how it looks without it. So this is how it looks without, and this is how it looks with it turned on. So as I said, this is not a really big difference, but since I have a really small scene and there isn't much going on, there weren't too many edits that you can do on it. But as well, if you're a more experienced Photoshop user or a better level designer in general, you can edit this and make it look way better even with a simple scene. So this is pretty much all for today's video, just a quick and simple way of making your scenes looking better. I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, don't forget to leave a thumbs up, and also tell me in the comments below if you'd like to see more of these types of videos where I can teach you how to make your game look better. So what I'm trying to do is to diversify the content on my channel so I can cover a little bit more of game development as a domain, so I hope that's not a problem. And also, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with new videos. Thanks for watching, and I'm going to catch you in the next one. Goodbye.